Hello everyone. On behalf of the University Grants Commission, we warmly welcome you for a special briefing on the online application for university admission. And after a long span of education received as secondary and primary education at school and facing the A-level examination and obtaining a successful result, now is your time for you to decide on how you will pursue your future education in higher studies. So for this purpose, University Grants Commission has provided you online facility to apply for the university admission. It is compulsory for the candidates to follow the guidelines provided by the University Grants Commission, and to obtain this information, you have to be cautious about the newspaper advertisement that will be published. After obtaining this news about the applications being opened, you can log on to the website, official website of the UGC, www.ugc.ac.lk for the information that you require. At the same time, there is a handbook which is issued by the UGC which will provide you more information. You can also call on 1919 to reach the Government Information Center to have more information. Additionally, there is the Information Center of the UGC and the numbers are displayed on the screen where you can reach them. Now, the candidates are expected to register online through the website. For this, you will require a laptop or a PC, and you may have to do it at the comfort of your residence. But some of us might not have the infrastructure required or the internet access. For this, UGC have not forgotten about you. They have also made their facility available on free of charge basis through the regional centers of the Open University and the Educational Ministry, and also the Nanasila centers. Now, the first step is to register yourself as a user of the UGC website. And for this, you need two things ready before you get started, which is the NIC, the National Identity Card, which is a copy which should be scanned, and it should be both sides of the card, and it should be a file in one single file which is of capacity less than 1 MB. And in addition to this, you need a unique email address which is for yourself, and you have to make sure that you will secure the password and this email ID for the rest of the time that you are involved in the engagement with the university. Now, when you start on the registering process, you can select any language that you are comfortable in to obtain the instructions, which is English, Sinhala and Tamil. But you have to make sure that when you enter the data, it should be compulsory in English. Also, you can use the tooltip to click on the icon and obtain more information.
As you are already aware, it is compulsory to apply for university admission online. For that, you should visit the official website of the University Grants Commission, that is www.ugc.ac.lk. Now, you can see the official web page of the University Grants Commission. Here, you can click on this link to commence the online university application procedure. Then, you will see this screen. From this language option, on the left upper corner of this window, you can select the language which you prefer to get the instructions to fill out your online university application. Now, let's select English as the language. Here, you will see there are two menus called Registration and Login. As the first step in this procedure, you have to register yourself as a user, and to do that, click here to register button. Now, you can see this Register as a User window. Here, you have to keep in mind that it is mandatory to have your valid national identity card with you. Then, you can start this registration process. First, you should enter your national identity card number here. Since you won't be able to use the copy-paste option, you have to retype your NIC number like this. Then, select the issued date of your NIC. When you come to this point, you should enter your index number for which you appeared in the GCE Advanced Level Examination. Then, enter the NIC number you used for the GCE Advanced Level Examination and its date of issue. After clicking on the next button, you will see the registration details window.
Now, as you saw on the screen, that is the dialog box that needs to be filled up with your data. And these are the national identity card, which it should be a scanned copy with both sides of the card, and it should be of capacity less than 1 MB. Next, it should be an active email ID, which is unique for yourself, a personalized email address. And also, you have to make sure that you remember the password of this email address, which should be kept secured. Next is an active mobile number, where you will obtain the OTP, the verification code.
Here, first you have to enter your title. Then, your name with initials and your full name can be seen auto-filled. However, if the displayed name you used at the GCE Advanced Level Examination is completely different to the name you are using, you can correct it here. If so, make sure to submit an affidavit along with your application to confirm the change in your name, and please note that it is mandatory to place your signature on a stamp worth 50 rupees in the said affidavit. Then, you should enter your other personal details such as date of birth, place of birth, civil status, and gender. Here, you should upload a scanned copy of your national identity card. Please make sure to scan both sides of your national identity card and prepare it as a one file. Instead of scanning, you can even take clear images of both sides for this purpose. However, the size of this single file should be or less than 1 MB, and keep in mind to use a shorter name to save it on your computer or mobile phone. The other important thing is that this file should be one of the file formats of PDF, Doc, DocX, JPG, JPEG, JFIF or PNG. When entering your email address in this login details section, you should keep in mind that it should be valid and unique to you, as well as typed it here correctly. Please do not use an email address that belongs to anyone else for this purpose. At the same time, if you wish to use an email address that you have already used for online university application procedures in a previous academic year, please make sure not to use that email address for the current academic year. Then, re-enter your email address here. When considering the mobile number you wish to enter here, it can belong to you, your father, your mother, or anybody else very close to you, but it should not belong to anyone else who applies for university admission through this online service in the current academic year. Then, re-enter your mobile number here. When making a password here, please note that it should be a strong one consisting of 8 characters, which may be made up of uppercase letters, lowercase letters, special characters, and numerals. Now, you can see there are some terms and conditions for the users of this online service of University Grants Commission.
Now, before you submit this screen which you just saw, you have to make sure that you go through thoroughly the terms and conditions as a declaration and accept and agree to abide by them and click submit. Terms and conditions for the users of this online service of University Grants Commission. 1. I agree to use this online service only for the purpose of applying for university admission based on the GCE A-level examination held in year 2021 and not for any other purpose. 2. I am a candidate sat for the GCE A-level examination held in year 2021. I certify that the index number, national identity card number and email address provided by me are my own and not belong to any other person. 3. I certify that all details provided or will be provided by me in the registration and in each step of this application process for university admission via online service are true and correct. 4. I understand and agree that providing any false, misleading, inaccurate or fraudulent information, details, statements at any time or any attempt to alter the content of this website, fraudulent logins to other user accounts or alter the content or data provided by me or anybody else will result in my university admission invalid at any time and I will be subjected to legal actions. 5. I am aware that I am not allowed to change any information provided by me after submission of my application through this online service without permission of the University Grants Commission. 6. By using this online service, I do authorize the University Grants Commission to contact me via given email address, mobile phone number, by way of postal letters or any other electronic and non-electronic means of communication. 7. I am well aware that submission of application for university admission through this online service is only for the purpose of authenticating my details and my electronic application will not be considered for university admission until I submit the duly signed printed application form along with the necessary supporting documents to the University Grants Commission on or before the last date for submission of applications as pronounced by press notices.
After reading carefully and understanding these terms and conditions, if you are agree with them, click on I agree option. Now, you should click on the register button to complete the registration process. Then, you will see a message displayed on the screen indicating your successful registration. However, before accessing your registered account, you should activate it. You must use the verification link sent to your given email address and the activation code sent to your given mobile number. If you do not receive the verification link to your given email address and the activation code to your given mobile number, you can use this regenerate option as shown on the screen to get the verification link and the activation code again. You can now see a sample of the email that will be sent to your specified email address on the screen. Here, you should click on this link. Please click here to verify your account. Once you click on this link, you will be directed to the Activate Account window. Here, you should use your given email address as your user ID and the activation code received on your given mobile number as the SMS code. Then, click on the Activate Account. The successful activation of your account is notified to you on the screen and at the same time by an email and SMS. With that, you have come to the most important part in this process, which is the filling out of the online university admission application. For that, you should click on this login button. In this login window, you have to enter your given email address as the username and the password created earlier at the registration step. If you forgot your password, you can use this Forgot Password option to reset it. To proceed, you should click on the login button here.
Now, we have made sure that you must keep safe your login details with the UGC account. But in case you have forgotten your password and you have no way of accessing, don't worry. There is a way to get it resetted. And for this, you have to fill in this data on the dialog box that is seen on the screen. And after that, you will get an OTP code to your mobile phone. And with this, you can always again access your account. Now you are ready to apply for your university admission. And for this, you have created the account with the UGC website, and you have the username and password, and logging in is the first step. And in 4 steps, you will be able to fill in your application for your admission process. And this can be done in all 3 languages. The instructions are given in Sinhala, Tamil and English, but make sure that the data is entered in English language only.
After logging into your account, you can see the 4 steps that need to be completed by you. If you try to move to the next step without completing the mandatory fields of the relevant step, you will not be able to proceed, and that will be notified to you on your screen. If you want to log out at any step without completing all 4 steps, you can do it anytime. Later, you can log into your account to continue your application filling process from where you had stopped earlier. In step 1, you have to enter your personal details. Here, you should enter the permanent address of your residence by using commas to separate each section of the address. Then, select the administrative district that your residence belongs to. Enter your fixed telephone number here. Now, you have to mention since when you have been residing at the given address. Then, you should select your race and your religion. Here, you have to indicate whether you are a citizen by descent or not. You should mention the address to which the UGC can contact you. In the event that there will be a change in this contact address, you should inform the UGC immediately through a letter signed by you. After that, enter your postal code. If you don't know your postal code, you can use this link to find out your postal code. In this parent or guardian details section, first you should enter your father's full name. Then enter your mother's full name. If you don't have your parents, then you should enter your guardian's full name here. Now, you should indicate the contact person, the address of that contact person, a fixed telephone number, as well as a mobile number that can be used to contact the said person. After filling all this information, you should click on the Save and Next button to proceed to step 2. In this step 2, you have to enter the details of the results relevant to your General Certificate of Education, Ordinary Level and Advanced Level examinations. When it comes to the GCE O-Level examination, there are 3 categories to choose from: Local O-Level, Piriven exam and Other. If you sat for the GCE O-Level examination conducted by the Department of Examination Sri Lanka, you should select the Local O-Level option. Here, you have to select the year relevant to your GCE O-Level examination. Then, enter your relevant index number. Now, click on this Add button. Then, as on the screen, you will see the results of your GCE O-Level examination. If you have appeared for the GCE O-Level examination in more attempts other than the attempt given here, the results of such attempts should be entered by following the said procedure. If you accept the shown results, you can proceed. If not, you can change the results by clicking on the Change button. Since we are not going to change anything here, let's proceed. However, if you sat for the Piriven exam or other exam such as Cambridge O-Level, it is sufficient to select the relevant option from the drop-down and proceed further, keeping the year and index number blank. In this GCE A-Level results section, first, the administrative district in which you have taken the GCE A-Level examination can be seen auto-filled. However, you should select the administrative district in which you should be considered for the university admission as per admission rules. Then, the results of your GCE A-Level examination can be seen auto-filled. If you accept the shown results, you can proceed. If not, you can change the results by clicking on the Change button. Since we are not going to change anything here, let's proceed. Then, if you have marks for the Common General paper in previous attempts of the GCE A-Level examination, you should enter those here. When you come to this point, you should enter the particulars of previous attempts other than this attempt of the GCE A-Level examination. For that, you should select the relevant year from the drop-down. Then, enter the index number relevant to the GCE A-Level examination of that year. Now, click on the Add button. On the screen, you will see the results of such previous attempts at the GCE A-Level examination. At the end of this page, you have to provide reasons for 2 matters respectively, as if there was a break in the sequence of sitting for GCE A-Level examination and as if you had not sat the GCE A-Level examination on the first available occasion after the GCE O-Level examination. However, providing reasons for these 2 matters is not compulsory. Then, you should click on the Save and Next button to proceed to step 3.
Now, at this point, if you are a school candidate, you will have a different dialog box to enter your details. And at the same time, if you are a private candidate, the relevant dialog box should be filled up by you.
In this step 3, you have to provide your school details. If you are a school candidate, the option here for school candidate can be seen auto-filled. Then the name, the address, and the administrative district of your school can also be seen auto-filled. After that, enter the telephone number of your school. Here, you should select the date of admission to the said school. However, if you join the said school on any date after the date shown on the screen, you should provide particulars in respect of each school you attended during the 5 years period prior to that date. To do so, first choose the district in which your previous school is located. Then, the name of the previous school can be selected from this drop-down. Now, you should enter the admission date for that school as well as the leaving date from that school. After clicking on the Add button here, you will see the information which you have entered with respect to your previous schools like this. Under these other details, you should indicate two things. First, you have to select whether you were or are registered at any time as an internal student of any institution mentioned in section 1.7 of the University Admissions Handbook, and also whether you have received a foreign scholarship channeled through the Office of the Ministry of Higher Education to follow a course at first degree level at any time. Then you should click on the Save and Next button to proceed to step 4. If you are a private candidate, you can see the screen in the step 3 and the option here for private candidate can be seen auto-filled. Here, you should provide particulars in respect of each school you attended during the period shown on the screen. For that, first you should select the district to which your school belongs to. Then, the name of the school can be selected from this drop-down. Now, you should enter the admission date for that school as well as the leaving date from that school. After clicking on the Add button here, you will see the information which you have entered with respect to your schools like this. Under these other details, you should indicate two things. First, you have to select whether you were or are registered at any time as an internal student of any institution mentioned in section 1.7 of the University Admissions Handbook, and also whether you have received a foreign scholarship channeled through the Office of the Ministry of Higher Education to follow a course at first degree level at any time. Then you should click on the Save and Next button to proceed to step 4.
Now we have come to step 4. Now in this stage, you should be able to identify and understand which your preferred course of study and university is. It is advisable if you are able to make a list of the most preferred to the least preferred course of study and the relevant university. And at the same time, you have to make sure that you have seen the most eligible universities that are listed there, out of which you get to pick the most preferred ones. But if you do not pick any university or course of study, you will not be considered to be selected to the relevant course study. Now, at this stage, you will see the respective study courses and the universities have respective Unicodes. On completion of the application process, when you obtain the PDF copy, you will get to see against these Unicodes, there is a symbol of a hash and an @ symbol. Now, against some of these Unicodes that you see, it may have a symbol of a hash, and that is to symbolize some higher education institutes that may require the candidate to pass the practical or an aptitude test that is needed to be faced by you. And about these details, it will be published on the newspapers by the relevant higher education institutes, and you may contact the registrar to get more information on it. Similarly, you may see an @ symbol against the Unicodes. In this case, you have to make sure that you provide a certified copy of the ordinary level examination result sheet along with your application.
In this step 4, you should enter courses and the relevant universities according to the subjects you have taken in the GCE A-level examination by following the order in which you prefer to add them. If you want to refer to further details on the courses of study and the available universities, you can access those by clicking on the Guidelines for Courses of Study button in the upper right corner of this window. First, you should select the course of study from the drop-down menu. Here, you have to keep in mind that you will be able to select only the eligible courses of study according to the 3 subjects you have taken in the GCE A-level examination. After that, you should select the name of the university relevant to the selected course of study from this drop-down and then click on the Add button. Likewise, you can add all courses of study and the relevant universities that you wish to follow. First, you should select the course of study from the drop-down menu. Here, you have to keep in mind that you will be able to select only the eligible courses of study according to the 3 subjects you have taken in the GCE A-level examination. After that, you should select the name of the university relevant to the selected course of study from this drop-down and then click on the Add button. Likewise, you can add all courses of study and the relevant universities that you wish to follow. Then, you can see the entered courses of study like this. At this point, if you wish to change the order of the entered courses of study, you can use these up and down arrows for that. On the other hand, if you want to remove a course of study, you should use this cross button like this. Here, you have to fill in some other details as well. If your height is 4 feet and 10 inches or above, you have to click yes, otherwise no. Here, you have to mention whether you are an applicant with a physical disability or not. If it is yes, you should click on yes, and you should keep in mind to refer to section 6.1 of the University Admission Handbook and send a separate application as stipulated therein. If you don't have any physical disabilities, then click on the no option. If you fill the online application from an Anasala Center or a regional and study center under the Open University of Sri Lanka or an IT center under the Ministry of Education, you should select the yes option and then the particular type of the center from this drop-down. For example, if you filled it from a Nanasala center, you should select the Nanasala option here. After completing these 4 steps, you can view all the previous steps.
Now at this point, now you have completed the 4 steps in the process of filling up the application. But make sure that you always check the details that you have entered is correct. To do this, before you submit, you have to click on the View button and go back and recheck all the data that you have entered and make sure that it's accurate.
While going through these steps, it is possible to change the details you have entered in case any of them is incorrect by using the Edit button. Finally, if all the entered details are correct, you can click on Submit button. Then you should enter your GCE A-Level Examination Index number as shown on the screen. After click on the Submit button, a link can be seen on your screen to view the PDF of your application, and you can download it directly after viewing it.
Now by this time you have clicked Submit and you have completed the application process. But this is the time that you will be clicking on Print and obtaining the PDF copy of the application form. At this time, you will also receive an email to your email ID. And at the same time, you have to make sure that when you take the printout, you have to use a laser printer. After the printing is done, make sure that you do not do any alterations on the hard copy, because if you do so, there is a chance that your application will be rejected and you will be subjected to legal action. Now when you obtain the printout, as you see, the last page will be a list of barcodes. Now these barcodes need to be cut and pasted onto your supporting documents, which are to be attached to your application form on the right side top corner. Now if you are a school candidate, you have to make sure that you get your application certified by your principal. In case there is a discrepancy of your date of admission, your principal can do the alteration and place his signature along with the official stamp. Now, if you are a private candidate, you have to make sure that you provide the original of your leaving certificate or the original of your pupil record sheet and the original of your Grammar Ladari certificate. Now, if you do not provide the originals and just provide photocopies, your application can be rejected. In addition to this, you have to provide Section 7 of your application certified by a Commissioner of Oaths or the Justice of Peace, along with his signature, date and official stamp. Now you have to carefully read and place your signature along with the date on the applicant's declaration in Section 6. Now failing to do so will result in rejection of your application. Now you have successfully completed the filling up of your application form. Next, you have to put it in an A4 size envelope and send it to UGC under registered cover. And the address to send it to is mentioned on screen now. And you must make sure that you send it across on or before the closing date as mentioned in the newspaper advertisement. Now at the beginning we mentioned that none of the details that you have provided can be changed after submitting your application form. But there is one opportunity UGC has provided, and that is with reference to your preference of the Unicode. And this can be changed depending on your preference within 30 days from the closing date. For more details about changing the Unicode, you can refer the handbook provided by UGC. To be considered for special provisions, for an appeal or for a differently abled candidate and for extracurricular activities, there are separate application forms given as hard copies on the handbook. To be considered for these special provisions, these applications should be submitted separately. For more details, you can log on to the official website of UGC, www.ugc.ac.lk, call on 1919, the Government Information Center, and call on the numbers given on screen, which is the help desk of UGC. You can also refer the handbook given by UGC for more details. We believe that we have shared sufficient information with you for a successful completion of your online application for the university admission. And on behalf of University Grants Commission, we wish you all the very best for your future endeavors. Thank you.